Did Tyla just clap back at Tiwa Savage on a global stage? Because the way she said sorry, not sorry at Global Citizen, yeah, that wasn't part of the song. And fans are saying it was a direct shot. Let's rewind. A few days before that moment, Tiwa Savage went on The Breakfast Club and randomly decided to apologize on Tyla's behalf for the whole colored label controversy.
Where I'm from, when something like this happens, like they say the elder will come and say, on behalf of such and such, we apologize. You know, that's what I feel like. If that wasn't communicated, I would like to say, you know, like on behalf of her or whatever, like we apologize.
No heads up, no permission, no context. Just on behalf of her, we apologize. And everyone was like, wait, who asked you? Because Tyla never denied being black. She just said where she's from, she's labeled colored. And now she's got this huge artist trying to speak for her like she's some lost little sister. Tyla didn't respond. She stayed quiet until Global Citizen. She hit the stage, opened her song, and said, sorry, not sorry, a line that's not even in the official track. It was off script, off the cuff, and right after Tiwa's interview. Coincidence? Fans don't think so. They're calling it a clapback. And the message was clear. Tyla doesn't need a spokesperson, especially not one she didn't ask for. It all started when Tyla went on The Breakfast Club and Charlamagne hit her with that question. He asked her about her identity, specifically why she referred to herself as colored.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
Oh, man.
I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's even better.
Next one, please.
That's even better.
Yo, stupid, yo.
Now, in South Africa, that's a normal racial label. It means mixed. But in the US, that word has history, ugly history. And Tyla, she got real quiet. She dodged the question, smiled through it, changed the subject, didn't explain, didn't push back, just let it float. That silence set the internet on fire. Some fans defended her, said she was young, nervous, caught off guard, but others weren't having it. They wanted her to stand 10 toes down and say what she meant or say nothing at all. People were confused. Is she denying being black? Why use that word in America? Does she even understand why people are upset? The clip went viral. Think pieces dropped overnight, and suddenly Tyla was trending for all the wrong reasons. But here's the thing. She never followed up, never clarified, never gave a proper response. She just went silent, and that silence, it created a vacuum. One Tiwa Savage decided to fill. So here comes Tiwa Savage weeks later on The Breakfast Club, and instead of letting Tyla handle her own business, she jumped right into the fire. Charlamagne brought up the colored controversy again, and without hesitation, Tiwa started speaking on Tyla's behalf, saying she felt for her, that Tyla was young and probably didn't mean any harm. And then she dropped the line that flipped everything. Where I'm from, when something like this happens, the elder says, on behalf of so-and-so, we apologize. And the internet froze. An apology? On behalf of Tyla? Who asked for that? The clip hit the timeline, and fans weren't just confused, they were heated. Because Tiwa didn't say, I understand both sides, or here's my perspective. She literally said, we apologize, like she was Tyla's manager or mother or PR rep. And the reactions were brutal. Tyla never asked for that. This feels like damage control, but from someone not even involved. Is this about Tyla, or is Tiwa just trying to look good for the American audience? Some people called it overstepping, others tried to spin it as big sister energy, but most agreed it crossed a line. And the wildest part? Tyla never co-signed it. No repost, no thank you, not even a quiet like. just silence until that Global Citizen performance. And if you're into this kind of drama, go ahead and subscribe real quick. We break stories like this down every week. Fast forward just days later, and Tyla hits the Global Citizen stage, outfit on fire, crowd screaming, energy electric. Everything looked business as usual until right before performing Mr. Media, she grabbed the mic and dropped one line. Sorry, not sorry. 2 seconds. That's all it took to flip the internet upside down, because let's be real, that line isn't in the original track. You can stream it anywhere. It's not there. This was an ad-lib, off-script, straight from the chest, and fans clocked it immediately. She said sorry, not sorry. That's to Tiwa. Don't play. Tyla said, don't speak for me. Y'all thought she was quiet? She just waited to respond with a mic in her hand. The brilliance? She never said a name. She stood in front of thousands, live streamed worldwide, said her piece, then rolled right into Mr. Media like nothing happened. And the choice of song made it hit harder. The same track where she claps back at people, questioning who she is, what she is, where she's from, and cuts it all with, "It's none of your concern." That wasn't just a performance, that was a statement. Suddenly, Tyla's silence wasn't weakness, it was the setup. The moment that Sorry Not Sorry clip hit the internet, it was over, and fans instantly connected the dots without holding back. They called out Tiwa's move as an unsolicited apology, saying Tyla handled it like a grown woman on her own terms and didn't need anyone stepping in to clean up her image. People pointed out that Tyla wasn't crying, she wasn't apologizing, and she wasn't explaining. She had chosen silence until she was ready, and when the time came, she spoke on the biggest stage possible. Tiwa jumping in like an uninvited big sister didn't sit right, with some calling it condescending and others framing it as a play to cozy up to American audiences who didn't even know the full story. Backlash was heavy across Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit, with comments like, "That girl is not your little cousin. It's giving fake solidarity," and respectfully, "This ain't your lane." Some even argued this was exactly why Tyla's project wasn't performing. Too many people were speaking for her instead of letting her lead her own narrative. But at the same time, defenders of Tiwa said she meant well, that she was trying to protect a younger artist, that culturally, this is what elders do. Still, even her defenders admitted that the second Tyla looked out at the Global Citizen crowd and said, "Sorry, not sorry," she snatched the entire narrative back, proving she didn't need saving, she needed space. And with one mic, one line, and one moment, she got it. After the internet dragged Tiwa Savage for that apology, her team scrambled to clean it up, telling the media she wasn't trying to speak for Tyla, just answering with empathy, just showing love, just being a big sis. But by the time the statement dropped, the damage was already done, because fans weren't buying it. To them, it didn't matter if the intention was sweet. The optics were wrong. You don't get to apologize for someone else unless they ask you to. That wasn't your fight, your identity, or your place. Even Tiwa's supporters admitted it felt off, like she was trying to control a narrative Tyla never asked her to touch. Because while Tiwa was explaining, Tyla was silent, but not stuck. She was in album rollout mode, gearing up for the next stage, already plotting her response her way. So when Tiwa's team framed it as her holding it down for the girls coming after her, it sounded noble, but also like a stretch. Because the real question buzzing in the background was the one nobody wanted to say out loud. Are Tiwa and Tyla even cool like that? Here's where it really gets messy. Because once the apology started trending, people started asking the obvious question. Wait, are Tyla and Tiwa even close like that? And the answer? No one can really say yes. No pics together, no collabs, no behind-the-scenes bonding moments, no posts, no tags, no my girl this, my sis that, nothing. Which made Tiwa's apology hit even weirder. It's one thing to speak up for someone you're close with, but if y'all barely know each other, it feels like you're jumping into a convo you weren't invited to. Insiders started whispering that the two aren't actually tight. that they don't run in the same circles, that Tiwa was trying to show love to someone in her genre, not a close friend. And now fans are wondering, was it really about Tyla, or was it about Tiwa protecting her own position? Some even think it was a strategic move, a way to look like the mature voice of reason in front of a Western audience while low-key distancing herself from the controversy. Because let's be real, if Tyla's album rollout was taking hits from the identity backlash, Tiwa swooping in to say, "We apologize," could make her look like the OG fixing it all. But instead, it blew up in her face. And now, instead of standing united as artists, they're at the center of a viral moment neither of them fully planned for. So again, are they even cool like that? Or did Tiwa just insert herself into a conversation that wasn't hers to lead?
In the end, Tyla said everything without saying much at all. No interviews, no messy posts, no subtweets, just one off-script line on a global stage. Sorry, not sorry. And in those 3 words, she took her power back. She let the world know she doesn't need anyone explaining who she is. She doesn't need a rep, a translator, or a big sis. And she definitely doesn't need a public apology she never asked for. Tyla handled it her way. Quietly, strategically, with a mic in her hand, not a press release. And the message landed loud, clear, and kinda savage. Don't speak for me, don't fix me, don't assume you understand me. Because she's not just a new girl on the scene anymore. She's an artist with her own voice, her own lane, and now her own way of checking people when they go too far. So the question now isn't whether she clapped back. It's whether she just ended the entire conversation in one sentence. But what do you think? Was Tyla out of pocket for that moment? Did Tiwa overstep? Or was this just one big misunderstanding that the internet blew way out of proportion? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're here for more drama, more receipts, and more real talk behind the headlines, you already know what to do. Hit that like, smash subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Because in this industry, the shade is never over.
If you're loving the drama, the tea, and the truth they try to hide, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We break it down exactly how it happened. No fluff, no filters, just facts, shade, and receipts. Tap that bell too, because the next twist, oh, it's coming.